Hello and welcome to my channel, Talisman Tarot. In this reading I want to ask the cards and Spirit directly through channeling about what's going to happen in February 2024. And I'm going to be covering love and career and just generally, like what's going to happen generally in February 2024. And so I have 4 groups here that you can choose from. This will be group number 1, this will be group number 2, this will be group number 3, and this will be group number 4. And so I will ask you to use your intuition and choose the group that speaks to you the most, the group that catches your eye, and that group will be your group. And if you need any more time to choose, you can just pause the video, but if you don't need any more time, then just head down to the description box below and find the timestamp for your particular group and click on that, and your reading should appear in front of you. And if you have, if you want some more, if you want some more help with figuring out which group is yours, you can also wait until after this introduction. There will be an image of the groups more up close and personal, so that it might be a little bit easier to gravitate towards the right group. And so that's all for this introduction, I think. Yeah, well, of course, when you're down in the description box below, when you're looking for the timestamps and all of that, maybe check out the guide that I have on how to book a personal reading from me, because I love doing personal readings for you guys. It's always a pleasure, so please check that out. But let's focus on this reading right here. Choose your group and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1. You chose this Mystical Medleys Tarot. And I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 1, the people who will choose group number 1? What's going to happen in February for group number 1? There will be an opportunity for some traveling. So I feel like someone is maybe going to offer you a trip somewhere, or maybe this could have to do with work. So maybe someone will offer you a position where you have to move to another country or just another city. But there seems to be some traveling going on in February, or if not traveling, then I think you're gonna be offered to go traveling. And so whether you say yes to it is completely up to you. Like it seems like a good adventure. It seems like a fun idea. And in my opinion, I think you should just take it, because I feel like some of the worries that you have about this won't necessarily come true, or like the worst case scenario that you're afraid of might not come true, or will very likely not come true. Because I think maybe you're afraid that you're giving up on a lot of things, or especially if this is a position where you have to move for work, maybe you feel like this is not a good time. Or maybe you feel like your relationship, if you're in a relationship with someone, you might be afraid that your relationship can't survive a long distance relationship, that you're afraid that it's going to cause you to have too much, strain, that it's going to put too much of a strain on the relationship, that it's going to make you, well, less certain of each other. And maybe you're also afraid that you can't really trust your partner if you are living in another country or something like that, or if you are living in another city. And these are all very valid worries, but I just don't think it will be the problem that you think it will be. I think it will work itself out. I think, especially if you're in a relationship right now, I feel like most of you are in a relationship that has been going on for a long time. I feel like it's a long-term relationship. So I think you would go the distance, even if there was distance. Like I think you would be able to still keep going, and I don't see this as such a big obstacle that it could sabotage the relationship. I really don't think so. So yeah, I'm gonna shuffle and see what the cards have to say about February. Four of Wands. So this is going to be a good month. There will be some cause for celebration, and that could also be what the trip is about. Maybe you will be invited to a wedding. Of course, I'm sensing that some of you will be offered to move to another place for like a longer period, but for others of you, this could just be a trip to another country where you're going to be going to someone's wedding. And so you could still be a little bit afraid that this is going to somehow cause a disturbance. I don't know how a trip can cause a disturbance, but I know, like, I feel like some of you might just have to go traveling for a week or so. And I feel like that is such a short time that I can't really see how that could be problematic. But maybe some of you are afraid that something is going to happen during this time, like especially if you're going to have to take some time off from work. Maybe you're afraid that this is going to risk your career, or maybe you're afraid that maybe you're still afraid about your relationship. That maybe you're afraid that if you go traveling without your partner, that this is going to make them angry, or maybe you feel like you can't take them with you because they can't get time off, or because maybe you were only invited, only you. Maybe you're going to be invited to a party where you can't take a +1 with you, where it's only you going, and maybe you feel like that's unfair to other people, or like to your partner, or to someone else. I don't know, but I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more about your February. Just in general, what's the theme of February for group number 1? 10 of Swords reversed. So that's a good card. It's a card about healing, healing wounds, getting over trauma, and starting to trust people again. And so maybe you have some trust issues. Maybe this is why you have a hard time letting go and making decisions where it could potentially cause something to happen, like going away from home, like that, or like traveling away from home, like that this could of course be outside your comfort zone, where you're afraid that you can't trust the people around you to make proper decisions while you're gone, and maybe you need to test this, and maybe this is a good month to test it, to test the people around you and see that they will still be there when you get home, or if you decide to move to another city or another country, you will probably realize that this decision will not change anything. in the people that are closest to you. They will just be supportive. They won't disown you, or they won't turn their back on you because of this. It's not going to have these big consequences that you might be afraid that they will have, like that. So I'm going to shuffle, like now I'm kind of curious. First of all, I'm curious about this traveling. So is there more information about this traveling? The Chariot, so there will be traveling. Eight of Wands, it seems like it's going to happen soon, actually. So early in February, you might get an offer to go traveling, to do something like something far away from where you live, some small adventure, some small journey. And with the Eight of Wands, yeah, it's just that it's going to happen swiftly, quickly. So I'm gonna also ask, like now I'm gonna go into certain themes. So I'm gonna ask about your love life in in February 2024. Your love life in February. Your love life in February 2024. Okay, so with the Four of Cups, this is about saying no. And so if you're in a relationship, I feel like the theme of February will be to say no to your partner, to their demands, and maybe also trusting that the person that you're with, if you're in a relationship, trust that the person is still going to be with you, even if you set your foot down, even if you stand up for what you believe in, and even if you decide to do something that is maybe slightly selfish, but something that is very important for you to do, that if you just keep your principles, keep standing with what your intuition is telling you to do, that I think this is very important. It's a very important test within the relationship to see if you can trust the person enough to also be slightly a burden to them. Like that this is, I feel like up until now, if you're in a relationship, I know that it's only a few of you who, like I know that most of you might be single, but this is just a message that I feel like I have to deliver to those of you who are in a relationship, is that I think maybe up until now, I think you've been a little bit afraid of being a burden, afraid of being difficult to deal with. And I think you've maybe made a lot of sacrifices in order to not be difficult. And this needs to change. And maybe February would be a good time, a good month to start being a little bit difficult. Like start seeing where the boundaries are, because I think you're so far away from the boundaries, you've never really tested them. You're in your comfort zone here, like where you know that this is not going to bother them, this is not going to bother your partner, but you're not really expanding on this and seeing how far you could actually go without that person getting, like I think you're walking a little bit on eggshells with this person, and maybe you need to stop doing that. And and a good test could be to see what they would say if you said that you want to go, that you want to move somewhere, or that you have been offered to move somewhere, or if there is some kind of traveling going on. Maybe test this person by going, even though this person might not be able to get like get some days off in order to go with you, that doesn't mean that you have to stay at home if there's a wedding that you really want to go to. It seems like, I know this is very specific, but for those of you, if this resonates, you should still go to the wedding, just like even though your partner can't go. Like that's their problem, not yours. So and if you're single, the Four of Cups could be about, you know, saying no to love at the, like, don't throw yourself at the first person who shows interest in you. Don't settle for someone that you don't deserve. Like if you go into the dating game in February, only go on dates with people that you are excited about, like people that you really can see yourself with. Don't go on a date just to find out if there is chemistry, or to find out if maybe this person sounds more intelligent in real life than they did on text. Like, because the thing is that if there is a lot of red flags when you when you text a person on Tinder or whatever, then there will probably be a lot of red flags in real life too. So usually it's actually a more honest version of themselves that come through on text, because usually there is a lack of boundaries when people write to each other on dating apps, contra when they talk to a person in a bar or in a restaurant. Then they seem to be a little bit more concerned with what they say, because because people can hear them, and so there's a vanity that comes in and plays a factor where that vanity just doesn't exist on text. So I'm going to shuffle a little bit more about your love life. So group number 1's love life. 7 of Wands. You are in high demand. People want you. You don't have to settle for something less than you deserve, because, well, and this also goes to those of you who are in a relationship. I know I'm not trying to break you up with your current partner. I think I actually feel like you have a very solid relationship. It's just about, like, I think you need to realize that this relationship is solid. Like, I think you are afraid that if you just blow in the wrong direction, that is gonna cause the relationship to crumble down. But it's just not. It's not that delicate. It's more robust than that. And if you just tested the relationship a little bit more and tested the boundaries, you would realize that your partner actually really wants to be with you, to the point where they would sacrifice things for you if you just expected them to. But as it is right now, I think you're the only one who's making sacrifices, and I don't think I think it's something that only happens because you're kind of allowing it to happen. But if you set your foot down, told your partner you're not interested in, you know, changing your life completely for them, that you want some sacrifice on their end too, that you want to compromise instead of only being the one, like that you want both of you to compromise. If you said that, and if you made some kind of ultimatum where you say that this needs to change, or else you can just find somebody else to be in a relationship with. Like that if they know that they have that they could potentially lose you, then I think they would change the way they behave around you, and I think they would I think they would be more watchful and expect less from you. So with the Seven of Wands, it is an indication that you are maybe a little bit above your partner. Don't act like you're below when you're above. And you're in a higher league than they are. They should be the one fighting for you to keep you, not the other way around. And so if you're single, this is just another indicator that you can do better than the people that you might be texting on dating apps and stuff like that. That you could shoot for the stars and actually, find someone who is more up your alley. So I'm gonna shuffle some cards about your career. So I'm gonna ask about your career, group number 1's career. What's gonna happen in group number 1's career in February? With a Judgment card, there could be kind of like a rebirth, like some kind of change going on. But this is a good one. Like, it's a good change. It's a change for the better. So I don't know if you're like, I feel like there's gonna be like a new adventure, something new that's gonna be happening, and things are gonna take things are gonna take a turn for the better. It's gonna look up, and it's gonna seem like I feel like you're also gonna be listened to. You're gonna feel like your words have meaning. That what you say and do when you're at work, you're gonna feel like people are listening in a different way than they usually do, and that suddenly you have an impact, and suddenly you can. Suddenly, I think you're gonna feel like you have power, and that you can change things that have been annoying you for a long time, things that haven't been working at all, and maybe you've been a little bit passive about this, where maybe you haven't been passive, but maybe you've spoken up about this, but it wasn't really taken seriously in the past. But I think if you spoke up about this now, it would have a different impact. And it would actually create some change. So I'm going to shuffle one more card about your career in February. Six of Cups reversed. I think you will be moving forward, not backwards. You're gonna be looking into the future instead of looking at the past, and so I think this could also be a part of the rebirth. I think there is a lot that's gonna happen in February, not necessarily in your surroundings, but a lot within yourself. like maybe most of it is going to happen within yourself, where I think you're going to have a different outlook on life, you're going to have a different mindset, and you're maybe going to change your behavior and start being more outspoken and less passive aggressive, and start being more, direct with people. And I think this approach is going to be very good for you when it comes to your love life, and it's also going to be good for you in your career. And it's maybe also going to be good for you in terms of this traveling thing, because maybe the offer of that's going to come in where you're going to have an opportunity to go out traveling. Maybe in the past you would have said no, maybe for various reasons. Maybe you have had like a phobia for flying, up on an airplane. That maybe you've been afraid of some certain things like that. And I know it might be specific for some of you, but it might have caused you to say no to certain adventures that presented themselves in the past. And maybe in February you're gonna just say, fuck that. You're not gonna let that hinder you from doing what you actually want to do. So yeah. And when it comes to your career, I think you're gonna start speaking up, and you're gonna start speaking up in a way where people really listen, because it really seems like you mean it seriously now. Like maybe in the past you've been outspoken, but or you've spoken out about or spoken up about the things that bothered you, but you might have done it in a slightly a bit of a passive way, where you weren't really putting any emphasis on it, where now I think you can actually really cut through and get it out there, get the message out there, so that everybody understands and everybody can tell that you're meaning business now, like that you're serious about this. So yeah. But it seems like a good month for you. And so yeah, I think that's all I have for you. Group number 1, I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 2, you chose the Alcohol Tarot, and I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 2, the people who will choose group number 2? What's going to happen in February 2024 for group number 2? It's going to be a fine month. I'm sensing that things are going to be quite the same as they were in January, in this month. So there might not be any changes going from January to February. So I'm not really sensing like a big transformation. I think things are going to be very familiar. Like everything will like stay in the status quo in a way that is very comfortable. I feel like it's going to be a comfortable month where there's not going to be any big surprises, not going to be any big shocks either. Like that things are going to be just, comfy. And yeah. maybe you have also, like, I feel like 2023 was maybe a year where you had a lot of surprises happening, or there might have been some things that caught you off guard, and maybe it came to a point where it was just a little bit uncomfortable to never really know what was going to happen. And I think maybe it's good that this year seems to be starting out very mildly and very smoothly, and it doesn't seem like a bumpy road. It seems like a very, you know, very comfortable, well-built road that I think you have also, you've put the cement in, and you've patched up all the holes so that the road is very smooth and it's good. So I think you've fixed all the problems that might have occurred maybe in 2023, maybe earlier than that, I don't know. But there might have been certain things that were maybe a little bit too exciting in some way, like that it got to maybe to a point where not exciting, but too turbulent, too I don't know, too many ups and downs. Like, even though the ups might have been very good, but the downs might have been, also very down, But in January, I feel like you had a good month, a relatively good month, and in February, I think it's going to be the same. So, yeah. I'm going to shuffle and see what the cards have to say. 9 of Beers, which is 9 of Wands. It seems like you've had, you've had some challenges in the past. This has been overcome now. Like, you're at a point now where I think you have created a very good protective shield around yourself. You've created a very good foundation, and I think you're also becoming very calm within yourself, like that you've found peace inside your own body, and you've found peace within your mind too. And I think this feeling of just not being in chaos has caused you to be very resilient when it comes to outside chaos. I think you're not really getting that affected by things happening around you anymore. Maybe you used to get really affected by things that weren't really happening to you, but it might have been happening to a family member or a friend of yours, or people around you, or people at your school, or people that these might have contributed to your chaos, even though they weren't directly affecting you. And that's very normal, but it can also cause a person to get a bit of a clouded judgment sometimes, where things can be, like, decisions can be made because of the heat of the environment that the person is in. And I think you've managed to come to a point where I think you don't really make any bad decisions anymore. It seems like the decisions that you make are very very good. Like, and I don't even think it's because you're calculating them a lot, and like I don't think you're thinking that much about the decisions that you make. Not because I feel like you used to think a lot about the bad decisions that you made in the past. I think you might have even like thought so much about them that it was like overthinking. And then, even though you were overthinking, you might have end up making the wrong decision anyways. And I think it was because too many factors were playing in on your decision making. Maybe it was also people affecting you, people telling you directly that you should make this decision, or that you were listening too much to the advice of other people. Whereas I feel like now you're much more confident in your own advice, in your own guidance and your own intuition, to the point where you don't really let anybody force you to make a decision that isn't feeling right for you. And I think this confidence in yourself is really causing you to make very strong decisions, and just make it seems like it's making you very calm and relaxed, and and very protected. Like you seem to be very protected. I don't know if you're protected by something, or like a guardian angel, or if this protection is just coming from yourself in terms of like confidence and newfound strength, and like I don't know. I'm gonna shuffle a bit more. Page of Wands. So with the Page of Wands, I'm sensing that this month, February, could be a good month for gathering knowledge, gathering wisdom, reading books. And I think that is also what you're going to be doing. I think you're going to be reading more and studying more. And even if you're not in an education right now, I think you're going to be researching something that you have always wondered about, something that might have always been a hobby of yours, but maybe at times things have been so chaotic in your life that you haven't really felt like you could focus or concentrate on this hobby of yours. And I think in February, I think you're gonna leave that chaos behind, and and I think you have already done that. And I think you're gonna realize that you have so much more concentration now, and that you can focus so much, that you can focus more easily on the things that you're interested in, and reading, and going to the library, and like doing things that you used to love doing when you were younger, but might have put on pause because maybe because people around you were affecting you a lot, and that you were like kind of, just walking around with the weight of everybody around you on your shoulders. And I think it's just good that you're starting to maybe become a little bit more selfish and think a little bit more about your own well-being instead of thinking about the well-being of everybody around you. And I'm going to shuffle a little bit more about February 2024. What's going to happen for you? Okay, 4 of Daggers. Reversed. So that's 4 of Pentacles reversed. And the 4 of Pentacles is about, being frugal. And when it's reversed, it's about maybe being more generous, or not generous with other people necessarily, but generous with yourself. I think you're going to be treating yourself a little bit more and focusing a little bit more on what you want. And I think this could be a good month for like, yeah, if there has, I feel like financially you're not gonna be in trouble this month. And I think you will have enough money to spare to do something that only you want to do. Like something that you've been wanting to do for a long time, but you've never really felt like you could do it. Or like maybe you have had the money to do it in other times in your life, but you might have felt like it was such a selfish thing that you felt like you couldn't do it with a clear conscience, because you were maybe afraid what other people would think of you if you prioritized this over other things that could be more important in some way. But I think this could be good to just do it and get it out of your system, because if you're not going to do it, then you're just always going to have it in your mind that it's and you're always going to regret not doing it. And so I think it's maybe a good idea to just do it. And so especially if this has to do with education, like if there has been some course or a class that you've always thought about signing up for, like some kind of, training in something that you've always wanted to be good at, maybe an art class or something, like a painting class, or like where you might have always thought that this would be something that would catch your interest, but maybe you've just felt like it was, I don't know, somehow I don't know why you haven't done it. Maybe you felt like it was too silly, or like, I don't know, but maybe it's just like, I don't find it silly at all. I think we're here to use the gifts that we were granted from birth, and if you have a feeling inside that you're probably quite good at painting, then you would be going against or you would be rejecting the gift that you've been granted, and you owe it to yourself to figure out if this is something you can do, and if you could possibly do it very, very well, to the point where you could sell paintings and even make money out of it. So there's only one way to find out. So I'm going to shuffle maybe a little bit more theme based now. So I'm going to ask about your love life in February 2024. Six of Daggers. So that's Six of Pentacles. And I'm sensing that if you're in a relationship right now, then I think February might be a good month to figure out if you're in it for the right reasons, because I'm just sensing that some of you might be, or maybe you're dating someone where if you're not really feeling it, like if you constantly fear that, like, what if somebody else comes along, and maybe you're afraid of getting too invested in this relationship in case there will be a better opportunity out there, and maybe you're afraid that you're going to hurt this person if you keep moving forward, and maybe that is a valid point, you know, like that maybe it's not fair to this person to keep giving this person hope that you two are going to have a future together. I know that you've probably not said that directly to them, but I think this person might think that that's a given, like that obviously you wouldn't be with them unless you could see a future with them. And I feel like for some of you, I know it's specific for some of you, it's not for all of you, but I'm just sensing that some of you might need to ask yourself if this person is the type of person that you're attracted to, or if you're more, if like when you met this person, you might have been checking out boxes, like that this person was very stable and secure and seemed to have a good job and seemed to have like good qualities and seemed very nice and respectable. And maybe I'm not saying that you settled for this person, but I think maybe it's okay to ask yourself if you're subconsciously already kind of looking for something else, and especially if you have maybe fallen in love with someone else while being in this relationship, but maybe that was just a one-time thing where you've maybe realized now that was a mistake. But the fact that you had the fact that you were able to maybe fall in love with someone else is maybe a good set of, like a good proof that maybe subconsciously you had already moved on and was starting to look for something new, and maybe you still kind of, I feel like you could easily fall in love with somebody else too, like even though you're maybe in a relationship right now, that I think it's still, because I think your subconscious mind is out there searching the market, whether you like it or not, like and your conscious mind might be very loyal, but that doesn't change what your subconscious mind is doing. So just have that in mind. But that's for those of you who are in a relationship. Those of you who are single, I'm sensing that maybe, like I'm going to ask about those of you who are single. What's the message for those of you who are single, about what's the message about your love life in February? The Hermit. So, okay, if you're single, I think this is an indicator that maybe it's a good month to just stay single in. I don't think you necessarily need to be in a rush, because it's also very important to find the right person, and not just the person who checks out all the boxes, not just the person who seems nice or seems like a good person, or seems like a good provider, or a good husband or wife material or something like that. Like, look for the person that excites you, the person that makes you fascinated by their mind, someone that you could talk to for hours and hours and hours without getting tired or without getting bored. Like, find someone that you click with, someone that can be your friend too, like someone that can, like, and until you find that person, it's okay to be single. It's okay to just enjoy enjoy single life and find your hobbies and do things for you and do things that you like to do, and strengthen your skills and talents, and go into maybe an art class or something, or cooking class or something that, like, if there's something that you have always wanted to learn to do, then just do that in this time, and do some reading and gather knowledge, and go to the library and do all the things that you used to like to do back before you started living for other people, back when you were living only for yourself. And so maybe don't be in a rush to be in a relationship in February. So I'm gonna move on to career. I'm gonna ask about career, what's gonna happen in February in terms of your career. Group number 2. 6 of Wands reversed. 6 of Wands is 6 of Cups, and it's reversed. So, well, this is about letting go of, and there's also Knight of Cups reversed. And so with the 6 of Wands, the 6 of Cups reversed, I'm sensing that February will be a good month to look forward and not look backwards. And I think you're going to be good at seeing the future more and starting to plan the future and make steps towards the future, instead of instead of wallowing in what could have been. Like, there might have been some things that you didn't finish in the past, things that you might have let go of, or maybe they let go of you, or like something that might have happened in your career in the past that you're maybe still a little bit hurt about. And it's okay to feel hurt, because it's okay to mourn something that happened in your career, especially if it was something that you really thought was gonna last forever. Then of course it's a sad thing when that just ends out of the blue, but it might, I feel like February will be a good month to start looking forward and planning ahead. And and with the Knight of Wands reversed, Knight of Cups reversed, I feel like this, like, I feel like when it comes to your career, I think you're the creator of your own luck. If you want something great and exciting to happen in February in terms of your career, you could try to make it happen by making a career change, like applying for a new job, applying for an exciting job, like making the steps towards that. That could be risky. It could be like a little bit, it's a, you can create your own luck. But if you don't do anything, things will just stay the same as they were in January, which for some of you I feel like is not that bad. Like, so maybe some of you are not really looking for a big change right now, and that's okay, because you can also just be content with things as they are going right now. Of course, some of you might not be that happy with your job right now, and that's also fine, because then it's up to you. Like, you can change this. You can start a new job if you apply for new jobs. Like, then you will very likely get a job interview somewhere, and there's a very good likelihood that you're gonna get it. Like at least get one of them. Like if you send out 100 applications, you're gonna get one, or 10 or 70 jobs. I don't know, but you're like it's all about quantity. I think like going out there, putting yourself out there, making sure that that there are more options out there for you, so that you don't put all the apples in one basket. And then like if you do that, then you can change your situation. You don't have to be stuck in the job that you have right now if you don't want to. But if you are okay with it, if you're completely content with your life as it is, then I think there's maybe no reason to change your situation. Like so yeah, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Like I feel like your life is quite good right now. So yeah, and it will be in February as it is right now, and as it was in January. It's in February things are gonna just be the same. And so yeah, but I think that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope this reading was helpful. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 3. You chose the Wandering Star tarot deck, and I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 3, the people who will choose group number 3? What's going to happen in February for group number 3? In February 2024, what's going to happen for group number 3? Okay, I'm sensing that there's going to be a development in your love life, and this is going to be a good development. It's going to be a positive one. So if you're in a relationship, the relationship could have, a big event coming up that will really determine the future of this relationship in a good way, in a positive way, where I think this is going to be a good development. If you're single, I feel like you're going to meet someone, and this is someone very interesting, someone that you're going to really like and feel very close to, and I feel like you're going to feel differently about this person than other people that you've been dating in the past. So it definitely seems very, very, very optimistic. It's in a good way. Like it is not just optimistic. It seems positive, So I'm going to shuffle and see what the cards have to say. Okay, with the 3 of Cups, there might be a party going on, or a celebration that will be happening in February. I feel like at this celebration, you could meet the love of your life. So if you haven't already, if you're not in a relationship right now, if you're single, I feel like this will happen on an evening out, a night out, like where you're going out. Like if you're a woman, you will probably be going out with your friends, your girlfriends, and if you're a man, you could go out with your boyfriends, like your friends who are boys. But the gender doesn't really matter in this. It's not a gender specific card, just because there are girls on the card. So it is about friendship and going out together and celebrating and partying and cheering. And so I feel like, yeah, if there's some kind of party, some kind of social event, something where you probably will be drinking, or people might be drinking. Maybe you're not going to be drinking at this party, but there might be other people who will. And I think that this is a very likely setting for the beginning of your love story. And like I don't want to get ahead of myself in this. Like I just feel really strongly that something is going to happen, and that this is going to be the beginning of something new. And I don't know, if it's not a relationship, like I'm just gonna humor the idea that maybe I'm wrong, even though I want to be right about this. But if it's not a relationship coming up, like if you're not gonna meet the love of your life, you could meet another type of love, like your soul family, your soul tribe. You're maybe gonna meet the people that are gonna determine your life in another way, like cause your life to take a different turn to something more fun and more cheery and more jolly, like that you might be thrown out of your shell in a way where you're gonna be maybe surrounded by extroverts, and that this is gonna cause you to maybe have more of a social life than you might have had in the past. I'm going to shuffle a little bit about your love life. So what's going to happen in group number 3's love life in 2024. It's too many cards. What's going to happen? Okay. What's going to happen in your love life in February 2024? In February 2024. Again, a little bit too many cards, but I can take that one. This actually says yes. I guess the major arcana cards in this deck here, they have like the yes or the no on them. Like so this one says yes. It says ja here, which means yes in German. So and it's a mother star, and so, well, I don't think it's the major arcana. Yeah, it is not. No, it's not the major arcana cards that has yes or no. I think there might just be two cards, and the one says yes, and the other one says no. So I think these are extra cards. I would say that maybe this was a star, but there's no number on it. So I think this is an extra card that they put into the deck. So that makes sense. There's also too many cards in it, so it makes sense. So and this is a mother star, and with the mother star, I haven't looked at the description of this card. I know it's a yes, so that is one thing. So this being a yes tells me that you're gonna find love. It seems like there's a very good opportunity coming in for you to have progression in your love life, find someone that you're going to click with, that you're going to have a good connection with, And yeah, with the Queen of Pentacles, this could be a very stable person that you're going to meet. Someone who's very secure, and someone who's very funny in a Capricorny way. You know, Capricorny, corny. This person could be a little bit corny. I feel like they're like, I never really understood why Sagittarius is considered to be the funny star sign, because I really feel like Capricorn is up there, and I feel like they should also have that label on them, because I know a lot of Capricorns, and I feel like they all have that in common, that they're very funny. So yeah, but so I think you're gonna I think you're gonna I think you're gonna find someone who's gonna be very funny, who you're gonna be very, like, it's gonna feel very familiar when you meet them. Like, you're gonna be talking to someone, maybe someone completely new or someone from the past, but I feel like you're gonna feel like you've already talked to this person before, even if it's someone completely new. Like, it's just gonna feel right. It's gonna feel like your, like, childhood friends. Yeah, it's gonna feel good. I'm also gonna feel like you can be yourself around this person, and that's gonna be the first thing that you're gonna notice, is that you don't have to impress this person. That this person is gonna like you no matter what, and like you no matter what you say and what you do, and even if you fuck up, even if you end up saying something slightly offensive or something that could be potentially hurtful to them, they will, like, they will just let that go. Like, they will just find it funny, like that, and just laugh at it, because I don't think this person takes themselves seriously at all. Like, they can laugh on their own expense, and yeah. With a nine of Swords, well, this is about anxiety, and so I feel like the only thing I can see that could be an obstacle here is that you're gonna be afraid of this new love. Like, that you're gonna that this person is going to be too close, that you're going to feel like this person is it, and that it's going to cause you to maybe feel like there's too much at stake, that you're going to feel like, what if you fuck up completely? And even though this person is going to make sure that you know that nothing you can say could make them change their mind about you, I think this person is going to be quite certain right away, like that they have met the person that they want to, you know, that they want to marry. That's something that could happen on the first date with this person, is that this person could tell you that they want to marry you, which is very, very early and could be very intimidating. And so I would understand you if you went home that same night and felt very anxious, and maybe felt like it was too much too soon, and that maybe you want them to slow down a little bit and stop being so, you know, I don't know, that there might be something about this person that it's gonna just feel a little bit intense, but in a good way, where it's also very good to be validated. It's good to have someone tell you right away that they really like you and that they really see something special here. And so, of course, maybe you are a little bit afraid of falling in love in case you get your heart broken. Like maybe you've had your heart broken before, and maybe it's hard for you to let go and give in and allow someone to just love you. So maybe this is something that you've always had a problem with. Maybe it wasn't just because of a bad breakup or something, but maybe you've always had a hard time giving in to love and allowing someone to have feelings for you and show feelings for you and pleasure you and make you feel good. Like that maybe, I don't know what... I don't know what could be causing this. I feel like there could be a lot of different things that could be causing this, but maybe be aware of it when you meet this person in February. Don't let your anxiety ruin this. I know that's easier said than done, but don't let don't feel like, because if you have anxiety about this, if you're afraid that you can't, that you can't, what's it called when, like that you can't melt, that you're too cold, and that you're afraid that you can't really deliver what is expected of you from the other person, that maybe you feel like there's a lot coming to you and you can't really reciprocate it because there's a part of you that might be very protected and shielded, and so it's very hard for you to get over that barrier to show that love. And instead of running away scared, you could just tell this person about it and be very detailed and very honest about it, and just tell them what you're concerned about. And I think this person would understand. And this person would completely allow you to move in the pace that you want to move in. And if you tell this person that you're uncomfortable with certain things that they do, even though like maybe you're not going to be uncomfortable with it, but if this person starts like complimenting you a lot in the beginning, and in the beginning you're going to be very flattered and feel very validated, and maybe at some point you're going to feel like it's a bit awkward or that it's hard for you to reciprocate. Then maybe just tell them that maybe that they need to ease up on it because it's making you feel like you can't live up to the expectation. And if you just say it out loud, I think it's going to make a tremendous change in energy. I think the energy is going to change completely, and it's going to be more honest, and I think the communication will be better. And it's good to just start out with honest communication from the get-go. And yeah. So I'm gonna move on to, like, I'm gonna ask about not your love life. I feel like I've covered that. I feel like you're gonna meet someone, but I'm gonna. Well, maybe I'm going to ask a little bit about this person that you're going to meet. I know this person is going to be different for all of you, but I do want to know, like, if there is a common denominator that will resonate with all of you, something that I can say about this person that will maybe help you pinpoint who this person is. Okay. okay, so with this card here, it came out reversed, and it says acceptance. Oh, and this is also a butterfly, and there's a lot of things here, and of course there's a trumpet, and it is reversed, and I think the person this person is someone, like, even though they might come across as very confident, they might not be. Like, they might be quite, like, when you first meet them, they might be very witty and very, like, funny, and, like, they might be very quick to come up with a joke and come up with, like, some comment that just fits perfectly in what you are talking about, and like, this person is very quick to think. Like, this person thinks on their feet and in a very brilliant way. This person is also very intellectual, and but I think deep down this person has doubts, and this person is insecure deep down. They might use humor as a shield. That might be their shield. They might make jokes when they are uncertain of themselves, when they feel like they're not really sure if like, and I think this, even though it's going to come across as confidence, I think you should remember that it could be insecurity, and I think this person has had a hard time accepting who they are, and I think what could have contributed to this in the past, like, I think this person might have been bullied in his childhood, his or her childhood. This person could have experienced a lot of things that might cause them to be a little bit hard on themselves. But this person seems to be very tolerant of other people, very accepting of other people, just not themselves. And they don't allow themselves to make mistakes. And they are very, very hard on themselves and very perfectionistic. And it's yeah. So yeah. I think this person also takes a lot of blame, even for things that aren't their fault. Like, I think they you might notice when you talk to this person about their childhood, this person might explain things to you where you're very certain, with no doubt at all, that it's their parents' fault. Like, obviously. But this person might say that, oh, it's not only their parents' fault, like that they also have something to, like, they have some of the blame too, because they did some things as well. Like, if this person was beaten as a child, they might talk about it as if it was also because they were a problem child, like that they had very problematic behavior, and so that was why they were beaten. And then they might come with, you know, they might tell you that they have siblings and their siblings were never beaten, so that is proof that it was because of their behavior that they got the beating that they got. And so So they will try to, you know, they will try to talk their parents up and themselves down if they could. And I think it's going to be quite obvious to you that this is not right. Like that this person is beating themselves up for something that wasn't their fault at all. That it was clearly their environment that caused them all this grief and discomfort. And it's, but yeah. So, with the Page of Wands reversed and the Five of Cups reversed, this person is very, very positive when it comes to other people. This person could have slightly toxic positivity sometimes. Like, this person might be the type of person who tells people that they need to, you know, manifest good things in their life and that they need to change their mindset, and that maybe this that this could come, this could hit a nerve with you, where you're gonna feel like this is not really what you believe in, that you might not believe that everything can be fixed just because we change our mindset, that like someone who's sick cannot suddenly become healthy overnight just because they change their mindset. And so there is some faulty thinking in this toxic positivity that some people like to, you know, advocate. But I think there are some things in it that I understand, and I also believe in, that I think we can fix a lot of problems by being positive. Not all though, but yeah. And with the Page of Wands, it's giving me that that this person might not be extremely creative. Maybe not at all. Like, this person might not be good at drawing or writing. Like, this person might not be that good at, you know, using their imagination to create something. Like, I think this person might be better at other things like math or even languages, but they might not be very good at the creative arts and stuff. And they might also be colorblind. And so if this person has different colors that don't match each other, don't judge this person, because they might not know that their colors are clashing. Like, they can't tell, they can't see it. So yeah. But I'm going to shuffle a little bit. I'm going to be done with the love here, and I'm going to move on to the career part of this reading. So I'm going to ask what's going to happen in your career in February 2024. What's going to happen in your career? So with Five of Wands, well, there might be a debate. There might be something that you need to discuss with people. There might be something where you need to speak up about something at work. Something where, like if you're working in a workplace and there has been some issues that you didn't really like, of course, because it's issues. Nobody likes issues. But if there was something that you had a problem with, something moral, like something where you felt like it went against your ethics as a person. Maybe someone was bullied at your workplace, and you might feel like this needs to be talked about. And I think February would be a good month to talk about this and get it up to debate. Talk about whether this could be changed in some way. And if you work alone, if you're doing YouTube or something like that, or if you have a career on social media or something, I don't know, then this could be about you needing to put something to debate, like talk about something openly, that like something that has been on your mind for a long time, something that could potentially make people either love you more or maybe have a little bit, like it could split people in half a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think being honest and open about this could help you move on with your brand, and and even strengthen your brand in the future. Like if you have a YouTube channel or an Instagram channel, and like if you're a homosexual but you have maybe been secret about that for a long time because you felt like maybe it doesn't really concern anybody but yourself, but maybe it could be a good idea to just put it out there so that you don't feel like you have to hide that part of yourself, so that you might feel like you can maybe, I don't know, also do it in order for other people to maybe be able to understand you on a deeper level, where they feel like they know you more personally now that you've shared something personal with them. And this could also work at your workplace. If you work in a company or something where you have a lot of co-workers that you have to deal with every day, sharing something personal with them could make them feel more familiar with you, where they feel like now that you've given something to them, they feel like that they also might want to give you something back, like something about them. So it could start like this lavine of like new opportunity for friendship, like where people will maybe start opening up more to each other. And so, yeah. But I think that's all I have for you. Group number 3. I hope this reading was helpful. And if it was, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 4. You chose the Cirque du Tarot. And I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle these cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 4, the people who will choose group number 4? What's going to happen in February 2024 for group number 4? Okay, I'm sensing that some things will be happening. So it's going to be a busy month, or relatively busy. I think there might be some experiences that you're going to be having, maybe especially to do with music. Like maybe you're going to be in a festival, or like attending a festival or a music concert or something. And I think this is going to be a great event for you. This could also be like a small venue thing where maybe you're going to be the one performing. I'm sensing that some of you are saying that you hope not. And so maybe it's not that, but I feel like for some of you, not all of you, you're going to be performing. Others of the majority of you will likely just be attending some kind of musical experience, maybe a musical, and I think this is going to be good. It's going to be exciting, and there could also just be a lot of music in your life in February. I feel like there could also be some good news coming up for someone that, like, if it's not for you, if you're not if you don't have a music career right now, like, or if you don't really feel like that is your thing, like maybe you're not interested in music at all, but maybe one of your friends or one of your family members or maybe your partner, your boyfriend or girlfriend could actually get a gig, like something that could make them closer to becoming successful in their musical career. So something to do with music is going to happen, and yeah. I'm going to shuffle and see what the cards have to say. Knight of Cups. So I feel like you are going to get an offer. Either you're going to get an offer to go attend something, or you're going to get an offer to play something. It could, if it's not about music, then it could be about art, or like if you're an artist, I think there could be an opportunity opening up for you, or a collaboration opening up where someone is going to contact you to do a collaboration with you or do a project with you where you're going to be working in a team with others. So, and I feel like it's creative. It's a creative job. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. 7 of Wands. I think you're going to be like, you're going to be on top of things in February. I think you're going to be busy, and I think it's also because you're going to be in high demand. A lot of people will want a piece of you, and that could be socially. It could be your friends and family who might be contacting you and want to talk to you and want to, you know, do something with you and stuff like that. So I think you're also going to be busy because a lot of people will be reaching out to you, maybe all at once, which is a little bit like, maybe you feel like in the past or in the past few months, people haven't really been reaching out to you. So maybe this is going to come as a little bit, or it's going to come across as a little bit intense, because I feel like there are suddenly going to be an interest in you coming from people that you might have been in school with 10 years ago, or people that you haven't spoken to for 5 years or so. And so it's going to seem slightly weird that all of a sudden people seem to be getting the same idea that they need to reach out to you. But it's good, you know. It's good to be busy, especially when you're busy in this way. Busy talking to people that you haven't spoken to for a long time. Like that's nice. That's not the worst way to spend your time, you know. So, but I'm also sensing that there might be a career development which might clash with your social life, where you're maybe going to have to prioritize your time a little bit, where, of course, if your career, like if you get an opportunity within your career to do a project with some people or do a collaboration with some people, that, like, I feel like that needs to come first in some way. And then you can call the others, or talk to the others afterwards, like talk to your friends who might be reaching out to you, like talk to them after you have finished this, or like maybe you need to focus on this right now. I don't know. I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more. About, maybe I'm gonna ask what's gonna happen in your love life in 2024. What's gonna happen in your love life? King of Pentacles. So there might be a King of Pentacles, like a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, that will be playing a part in your love life. If it's like, if you're in a relationship, this could be the person that you're in a relationship with, even if they have another zodiac sign. That does, like, the King of Pentacles is also just a very stable and secure person, someone who is very rational and has both feet planted on the ground, and yeah. So I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more. Actually, it seems like even though this is a King of Pentacles, it does look like it's a female who just painted a mustache on her face, and I think it actually is. So yeah, I think it is. I think all of them are. Yeah, so it's all women in this card. I never noticed. I've used this deck for many times. I don't know why I'm first noticing this right now. But yeah, it's a female in disguise as a male. So this, what this card is telling me is that it could just be either or. Like, don't get caught up on the gender, don't get caught up on the fact that it's a king, but because it could easily be a queen. So, yeah. But I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more about your love life. It seems like there is a person here. So that might not come as a surprise to you if you're already in a relationship. Then it makes sense. But if you're not in a relationship, then I think there is someone who could already be in your life, where maybe you're already friends with this person, and so maybe there could be a development in this friendship that might develop into something more than a friendship. But I don't want to give you like too much hope, even though of course I want to, but I'm afraid to do that, because I'm afraid that this is a very delicate situation where I don't know if this, like, if it could ruin this relationship if it was forced in one direction. Like, if you forced it by maybe making the first move, then maybe this person would feel like it's a bit too soon or something. So maybe it's better to just wait and see if this friendship, if this friendship develops organically into a relationship. I don't know how that would happen, because obviously somebody needs to make the first move, and somebody needs to, share their feelings before you can start dating. But I don't know. But I'm going to shuffle a little bit more about your love life. Page of Cups. So this is someone who's in front of a mirror, and maybe in February it could be a good idea to just, like, if you're single right now, maybe it's good to just stay single and work on the things that you like to do, or like do the things that make you happy. And maybe you also need to, you know, find out what you like and what you dislike and what you enjoy and what you want from life and what your dreams of the future is. And like, I don't know, and maybe this is more, I feel like if you were in a relationship right now, your dreams would be very much affected by the person that you're with. Like, I think you would adapt to their dreams. And like, if you were in a relationship right now, I think you would maybe want to sacrifice yourself and your dreams if that person suddenly told you that their dream is to go to Australia, and maybe you live in, you know, in London, and so like maybe it's far away, you know, and you're like that. Maybe you would be like, right now, like if you were asked that right now, I think a part of you would just want to go and make that compromise for the sake of love. But if you wait a little bit before you start in a relationship, if you wait half a year or a year or something, like, then I think you're going to look at that very differently. Then I think you're going to have made, like, you're going to get to another point of view. You're going to get another mindset where you're going to be more focused on, you know, on your own dream, and not letting somebody stumble upon your dream and let you, like, that you don't want to be in a relationship with someone who would want you to sacrifice your dream for them. That is not necessarily a good sign of love. That, of course, if you're in a relationship with someone who truly loves you, they would want you to do what's best for you and what you want. But if both parties can somehow have their dreams coexist together, where it could turn out to be like a long-term, or not long distance, I mean long distance relationship, where maybe like you don't have to sacrifice. You can actually allow that person, who might still be the person that you're going to, like, the person that you would be with right now and the person that you're going to be with in 6 months could be the same person that you could come into your life, you know. And yeah, but it's just about coming to a point where you're not going to change what's important in your life for them. And I think that is why you need to be single, because you need to get to a point where you're able to say no, and do it well, knowing that maybe it's not gonna be accepted in the best way possible by the person that you say no to, that the person you say no to might have a problem with it, and might even, you know, tell you that they don't want to be with you if you're not going to sacrifice this part of your life for them. But then you just need to be so stubborn in what you believe in and in your own values, that you're not going to let that affect you, and that you're going to be able to be willing to let that go, like let the relationship go for your own sake, so that you don't lose yourself in a relationship. So I don't know. Of course, you could get in a relationship in February if you wanted to. if you just keep that in mind, that don't start sacrificing too much for that person, because it's not worth it. And there are compromises that can be made. And if this person is so squared and so narrow-minded that they can't see a compromise, then they are not the person that you're supposed to be with. Because you're supposed to be with someone creative, someone who, someone who can actually see solutions that, and someone who can come up with a new solution if there isn't one already, like that. So, yeah. But I'm gonna move on to asking about your career. So what's going to happen in February 2024? What's going to happen in February in your career? Okay, with the Magician and the 9 of Wands reversed, you're very talented and you have very good prospects for your future in your career, because you're very talented, you're very skilled, you have all the goods, you have all the tools in the toolbox, and you could easily get to the top and become the best in the business that you choose to be in. And it's just about, believing in yourself. And I think you already do. I think with the 9 of Wands reversed, I think you actually believe in yourself. And well, there is a part of 9 of Wands reversed that could mean that maybe maybe you're not so good at protecting yourself when it comes to your career. That it is also, even though I understand this urge to just want to keep going, because if you already know that you've got what it takes, you just need to work hard in order to gain this accomplishment that you're working hard to gain. It's going to happen, but you also need to remember to think about your health and what's best for you in terms of taking breaks. Don't just keep working hard. You need to take breaks. And if you're working every day right now, of course that is very efficient, and that is a very, very impressive level of efficiency. But maybe try to take one day off sometimes, that you don't have to be efficient every day. You can take time off. And I understand that you just want to, work hard to make sure that the future comes to you earlier, that it's in your future. You have already predicted this will happen, and so you're just maybe working to get it to come closer to you, when you catch a fish, you just want the fish to come really quickly, but sometimes it's all about maneuvering it in a way that it doesn't always just help to just move quickly and roll it quickly, because that could first of all, it could make the wheel break. I have never fished not even once in my life. So now I'm just, I'm explaining something that I have absolutely no clue about, and I'm sorry if this sounds like rubbish, but and gibberish and whatever. But it's yeah, I guess it could break. I've seen that in movies, at least, that sometimes when you fish, that like the wire or whatever, it breaks if you do what, I don't know, if you do it too quickly or something. But and there's also something about maneuvering the fish and stuff. I don't know, but I think what I'm getting here is that you need to also take care of yourself. That you're also going to be more efficient in the hours where you work if you take a break once in a while. And yeah, don't burn the candle from both ends. It's not going to end well. And it's like, I think you might be at risk of burning yourself out if you don't listen to your body, listen to your limitations, because it's yeah. So that's just what I'm sensing is take breaks. Sleep. Sleep is very important. And sleep is also very important for your creativity. If you're working in a field, in a creative field, then your creativity is your number one asset. And you need to cherish it. And dreaming, like when you sleep, you dream. And the dreaming is a big part of the creativity. When you're sleeping, it's like the battery, that it's a battery of the creativity that is being recharged. You're getting new dreams, you're getting new material. And if you're not sleeping, you're not receiving this new material, this new inspiration, this new building blocks that you could be getting if you just slept. And some people need to sleep a little bit more than others. Usually creative people have people who use their creativity every day, use their imagination and their fantasy every day, they need more sleep. It's not just enough to sleep 7 hours. You might need more than that. You might need 9 hours, and maybe even 10 hours. And there's no shame in that. We're all very different, and we all have a different clock to live under, and we all have different needs. And it's all about listening to our body, not necessarily just like if we're tired and we don't have anything to do, there's no reason not to sleep. Like also in the day, like if you've slept really badly during the night and you're tired during the day, like sleep a little bit. Like it won't ruin your sleep when it, like I know that some people are afraid that if they sleep during the day they won't be able to fall asleep when the night time comes, and yes, yeah, for some people that might be a problem, but for others it might not be. So if you're one of those who can actually do that without ruining your sleep pattern, then do that, because that it might just be because you're in a lack of sleep. So yeah, sleep a little bit more in February. Also if you're a woman, but also if you're a man. Like, but I read somewhere that women need to sleep a little bit more than men. I don't know if it's science. I don't know. To me, it makes more sense that creative people somehow, like I don't know if it sounds ridiculous to other people. I don't care, but just in my mind, the logic makes sense, because I just associate dreaming with something so creativity inducing and so inspiring that I just would imagine that someone who's a writer or like an artist or something like that needs a lot of sleep for material. It just makes sense to me, but of course it could also be a gender thing, or it just could be different bodies, different needs. So listen to your body, and What makes sense to you doesn't need to make sense to other people. And don't let other people shame you, because that is something that people do. Like, if you tell someone that you slept horribly and they ask you how many hours did you sleep, and you say that you slept 7 hours, they will laugh at you and say, oh, I only slept 5 hours and I'm okay. And people do that. And a lot of people do that. They think it's a flex to be able to say, ha, I didn't sleep. Like, how is that a flex? You're just robbing your body from something that is a necessity, something that you need to survive. It's like people who say that, oh, I only ate once today. Like, somehow that should be impressive. It's not. You're just robbing your body from necessities. Stop doing that. Like, it's not impressive. I'm not impressed. So what's the point of pointing that out? Like, so yeah. Sleep, also eat. Make sure to eat regularly. It might be hard sometimes to remember to eat when you're very focused on a project or some work, but make sure to take breaks where you eat and where you sleep. So yeah, but that's all I have for you. Group number 4, thank you for watching, and bye.